planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What? No.
What? No! Welcome to Show Us Your Basement, where we talk all things movies and we rank them on a tier system of great, good, mid, and of course, basement. I am one of your hosts, Josh. I am here with Eric, Alberto, and Edgar.
Hey.
Guys, we are here to talk all things movie, and specifically movies. We're here to talk about horror movies.
Yes. It is
I
October.
totally butchered this. I don't like
Yes.
this.
Butcher. You're bailing out
You're
already?
bailing it. That was great.
Yeah, you were
That was
doing
great.
good.
I felt
That was,
Think
that
it
was
up for
fun.
joy, Josh.
I did all right. I got the approval.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, before we talk about our topic, I want to actually ask you guys a question.
Shoot.
Was there any time in your life when you were extremely young, did you prematurely watch a horror movie that ruined your life a little bit?
Great question. What a great question. So great. I don't really know if I have an answer right now. I got to think about that. Goddamn.
How old were you, right? And what movie was it, gentlemen?
I can go.
ahead.
Go.
Maybe
Give it to me.
8 or 9 years old. My brother was watching The Exorcist, and that fucked me up.
Really?
Yes.
Which one of our
How
brothers?
long?
I can't still
With
watch.
Alberto.
I can't still watch the movie. That's how fucked up. it got.
Really?
Yep.
You
I
still
didn't know
can't
about
watch
this.
it to
I
this
didn't know
day?
about this.
No, it's just because of the imagery, dude. That shit really stuck to me. man.
What was
Yeah.
it? Do you remember what scene you walked in on? Or?
No, like I was the.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, for the whole thing.
Did you choose to be there?
You know how you are, right? When like with a little kid, you're curious, and
Okay.
your brother's just okay.
Right.
Just shut up and watch the movie. And
Right.
It's like, oh fuck, okay,
Well, self-inflicted. That's what I would say.
yeah.
God damn. Did it really traumatize you that much? You can't watch it?
Nope, I'm not bullshitting you. I can't watch that movie.
God damn.
I guess I'm confused because you can't watch that one now,
Mhm.
but you can watch the third one.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Because this one has like really, excuse my language, like fucked up imagery, dude.
The first one?
Yeah.
Third one has some pretty disturbing imagery. Is it because you're older now? You can process it a little bit different. The third movie.
Oh yeah, that's when I saw it earlier. Yeah, I guess. Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, the first one I was too young, and fucking seeing fucking head turn. What was it? 360
Yeah,
or 180?
yeah.
All that crazy shit. Yeah. No thank you.
Have you guys read the book of The Exorcist?
No.
I
No,
honestly didn't even think there was a book. Holy
There
shit.
was actually, and let me go ahead. I wonder, for the people listening, they probably won't be able to know what I'm going to do here. But give me 1 second. I bought the
Well,
book,
they-
and
Go ahead.
I want to show it to you. It's pretty. It's a disturbing cover image, but it's actually kind of cool. But go ahead, Eric. You tell us what movie scarred you. Or
Yeah, I mean, mine's pretty of a boring answer. It's probably the same age, like 8, 9. I saw Alien in my grandparents' basement, and it just, I shouldn't have been watching it. You know?
Yep.
I'd never seen anything like it. It was probably the first time I'd really ever watched an R-rated movie in my life.
Same. I think the same for me goes.
So it was just, the jarring feeling like, what am I watching? Extreme levels of not what I was used to watching in terms of everything about it.
now I took my headphones off. What choice did you? What did
Alien.
you say? Alien.
Yeah, it was Alien.
Okay.
Despite
Which is
loving it,
interesting
wanting to see it, it
because
still scared me.
Which is really interesting because it scared you, it traumatized you.
Yeah,
That's your favorite horror movie of all time.
I know,
would say,
but
right?
it kept me. For some reason, it was something about like wanting more. I don't know why.
No wonder why you're so fucked up, Eric.
Yeah,
No
maybe
wonder
that's
why.
why.
Fucked up that you're an Eagles
Maybe.
fan, Eric. What's going on there?
We're taking low blows
No,
early.
that's not.
Yeah, what
that
the
wasn't a
fuck,
low blow.
dude?
I didn't mean to low blow. Okay, go Birds. It's always go Birds.
Okay, true.
Here's what I was referring to. There's I think this is like one of the anniversary editions of The Exorcist. If you go on TikTok or Google and you search this up, you'll know what I'm talking about. For people who are not being able to see it, but if I could just, shit, this is not working. Can you kind of see it?
You have to turn that screen off. That's why.
Fuck yeah! It's because I'm in Super Mario Galaxy Land. Hold
Yeah,
on. That's probably
yeah.
the
That
problem.
screen, you keep fading. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
how can you
Good
see
job,
anything?
Alberto.
Yeah, no, I totally butchered it. That's
Success.
fine.
Oh, you're still in fucking Mario
Yep, I'm
Land.
still in Mario Land. Go ahead, Josh. Did you tell us which movie?
Was it a book first?
Yes.
Yes, it was a book. There it is. Do you see it? Look at that.
Move it to your right. Oh boy,
Interesting cover.
that's a crazy cover.
It's green. It's all green, and it glows in the dark, which is awesome.
Even the pages are green too.
Even the pages are green. So, I mean, what better time to read The Exorcist than Halloween, right? So,
It was the green of her throw up.
Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that. That's actually, yep. Can't believe I didn't think of that. Green's my favorite color, so I thought.
That's just lucky guess, you know.
Well, okay. Well, go ahead, Josh. What did you already say yours?
I didn't. Mine was I was about same age as you guys, 7 or 8, I would say. Going to a friend's house during the day, and their parents was watching Jason Goes to Hell in the living room. Show up, go to the house, and I just sit there and watch it with them. And then the scene that always stood out to me for the longest time was when uh the I think it was the cop that had Jason's heart, and he grabs the other guy and he starts like throwing up into the other guy's mouth, transform like porting the heart, into his mouth,
Yeah.
and then he just starts melting. I thought about that for days, days.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, and
How
yeah,
old were you? When did this was Jason Goes to Hell?
Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah,
And how old were you?
7 or 8.
Okay, that makes sense. Jason Goes, yeah, okay. 1993. I thought for some reason it was later, the 90s, but that's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. I forget that was started in the like 1980. They ripped
Did
off
the
like
first one come out
8
in
of them.
79?
No, I think it was like
This
80,
one came out 81, 80,
something like that.
81?
Yeah, it broke into the 80s.
Berto,
Berto.
Man.
was it
okay.
Saw?
Yeah, it actually was.
Oh, shut up, Howard.
That's one. No, that is one of them. That is one of them. I remember watching that movie, the first Saw film, and I was thinking about it the day after when I was in school. I had nobody to talk to about that because everyone probably shouldn't have not seen that movie at the time. The twist really kind of fucked me up because I just wasn't expecting it at the age of when did the movie come out? 2004.
Yeah.
So I was like 9
Yeah.
years old. It just blew my fucking mind, and I was just like, "What?" It was really the moment when he was like cutting his foot. Just the screams of agony, just like just imprinted in my brain. But if we were to go back a little bit more, I don't know if Edgar, you'll remember this. An American Werewolf,
And
1997.
American Werewolf in Paris.
Yes, that movie. That you
What?
know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
With the lady and the dead people. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know why that movie fucked me up as a kid. It was really just like the imagery of the woman. I don't know her name, but she was like, was she putting a heart in a blender, or she was like
Yes.
something like that. That shit kind of fucked me up as a kid. I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? That was kind of probably should not have seen that. A lot of nudity in that movie. But Saw is the one that's going to stick in my mind the most, I think.
It's not porn. It's
Yeah,
cinema.
hold on.
Yeah.
It's not porn. It's movie. It's cinema.
That's right. That's right, Josh. See, coming in clutch with that. You're absolutely correct. So,
Um, if you were to ask my son, he would say nope.
Oh,
Mm. That's
Jordan
weird
Peele's
movie.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh,
So
how did that
kids at
happen?
a certain
Yeah.
kids at a certain age, they don't know what's going on, right? And they're like always in their own world. So for the longest time, my wife and I, we were watching these movies, and my son would never pay any attention to it. So when Nope came out, we rented it, watched it on TV, and that scene where the alien is at the horse show,
Oh.
oh yeah,
Hmm.
Jupe's
and
Yeah.
then
lair.
it starts
Hmm.
sucking everyone up, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
everybody's inside and they're freaking out and stuff. And it was intense scene, right? And
Yeah.
we're watching it,
Uh-huh.
and we're like glued to the screen. And then I remember my wife and I looked to our right,
Uh-huh.
and our son was watching the movie
Uh-oh.
with eyes wide open,
Oh wow. Oh no.
and then he wet himself
Oh.
from fear. Like, so you want to talk about bad parenting, like so it was like that time where we realized, oh crap, he's starting to know like what's going
It's a
on.
hell of a scary
He,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he like what is scary, what is not scary,
Yeah.
and usually he's like on the other side of the living room doing his own thing, but he creeped right next to us, and oh my God. So
Ah.
um but yeah, so if you ask my son, it'd be the flying octopus is what he told you. Is
Oh, the
Flying
fucking.
what he would tell you.
Yeah.
So
Jeez. Oh, that sucks. Because that's a pretty intense scene,
It
and
is.
you don't want that to be.
very intense. Very
Goddamn.
intense.
Well, I mean, good picks all around. The Exorcist, that makes sense. I mean, that is a movie that is still disturbing to this day.
It is.
I gotta ask you, what did you think of the face scene when you see glimpses of the devil
Oh, that's.
or the demon?
Mm-mm.
See, now
Do
you're
you
just,
remember that
Oh,
when you were a
God
kid?
damn it.
just the door just opened. Calm down. Chill out. There's no fucking Josh. You scared him a little too much. You
Yeah.
got fucking traumatized
Yeah.
again. Sorry, it's our dog trying to
Feared
breach
himself.
in. Apologize.
I think that was like the the unrated version, right? When they added all those extra scenes.
Was there an unrated version?
Yeah, like the what scene when she's going down backwards? That was
Oh, like going down the stairs.
that was an
Oh.
extra. Yeah, that was like for
No,
no. You sure?
the original copy, I'm pretty sure because I remember seeing this when I was like
Uh-huh.
during VHS time, and I think the unrated came afterwards, right? Like DVD.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So I remember this was like on VHS, and I remember like my friends and I, we were like so amazed,
Hmm.
and like we're like, what did we just see? And we
Yeah.
like rewind it. There's like that skip button like
Yeah.
per
Yeah.
second, and we're like
Uh-huh.
doing it, boom, boom, and then the face just shows up just in the middle of the screen.
Oh,
And I
Yeah.
remember my friends were like, yeah, so that was the on the original copy as well.
Oh,
So, but
okay.
do you remember that as a kid?
Yes, I do.
Seen that?
Hmm.
oh man,
Oh,
I love when horror movies do that. Have you guys seen Long
just those
Legs?
little. Mm,
No. So Long Legs has that where you have to watch the movie very closely because there's moments where you see like a shadowy devil horned kind of like figure, and you don't really notice it until your second viewing how many times it shows up. It really is like such a great, well shot movie. If for nothing, if you're hearing anything, that's my dog. So, yeah. So I love when movies do that when they put like those little subtle background details, in their
Imagery
film,
and stuff like that, yeah.
Hereditary stuff like that.
Oh, Hereditary is known
Hereditary
for
does
that
it,
too.
yeah. You gotta like turn up the brightness and see how many naked people are in that house and shit. Like that's
Oh,
that really
yep. Gotta check out all the naked people. Weird
too many
stuff.
naked people in
God,
these
that's
movies. Yes, that we're talking about.
Alberto, that's such a Josh response. How dare you steal my line?
Is this like football?
No, it's not like football, Josh. So this is the reason why we're here for tonight's episode. We're here to talk about our picks for our favorite horror decades. There's plenty of it from its inception all the way up till now. We're gonna talk about which are our favorites and which ones we think are the worst horror decades. And I know, Josh, you opened us up for this episode, but I did want to kind of just say before we get into it, please like and subscribe.
Yes.
Give us a follow and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Tell us what you think of Show Us Your Basement, because this only lives and dies with you guys. Been getting a bit of more engagement on the TikTok side of things, and I really, I like that. I like seeing the engagement. So hopefully you guys can engage more with this particular episode. I think this is a very interesting conversation to be talking about our favorite horror decades. So yeah, we're happy to keep doing this just as long as you guys keep showing us love. So, and also if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, as people say. Smash it. Put that subscribe button in the saw trap.
Yep.
And go ahead and just, I don't know, game over that thing. Let's get into it. Who wants to kick us off in terms of what are their favorite horror decades?
I did it last time, so it's up to you, gentlemen.
Josh, Eric, or should I go first? Who's
Josh, you
gonna
kicked
Go
it
first,
off. Why
Alberto.
don't you pick or
Go for it, Alberto.
You want me to go for it?
To hear what? Yes, sir.
Right, I don't mind opening it up. Jesus Christ, fucking Edgar, get this dog out of here, okay? So I chose the 2010s as my favorite decade in horror. I think it is the most.
I knew it.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I knew you knew where I was going.
You didn't know shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, I think this is the most versatile decade in horror. When I say that, we obviously got the start of elevated horror, stuff like Hereditary, stuff like Get Out, The Witch, the list goes on. But you also had the resurgence of slashers returning. You had Halloween 2018, It, Evil Dead 2013 that almost made Eric drive off of, what was it? Drive off of a cliff, Eric? What was that?
Yeah, I think I wanted to drive off the cliff. I thought about it. This might be just a good idea just to end it now.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like my pick, Eric? Or...
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, all right. But
Talking
yeah,
about that one movie, the one moment.
Evil Dead, Evil 20. Okay, we'll get into it. We'll talk about it at some point. But I think that's gonna be my favorite decade. I think it is. It shows the most promise from directors that started in this decade: Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, Fede Alvarez with Evil Dead, Mike Flanagan. Just so many great directors, and they took what came before and just elevated it. I think this is just the best decade. There's so many great horror movies that have come out that I think can be considered at this point classics and will reside there with among some of the best. I mean, Eddie, you can back me up when I say Halloween 2018, right? That is one of the best.
The Conjuring, like Get Out.
The Conjuring. I didn't even bring up The Conjuring. Insidious. So it's a decade of horror that I think is very versatile. You can have your elevated horror, but you can also have some of your fun horror, some of your campy horror. You throw them all in there. It's just a mixing pot of a bunch of different horror movies that I think really work well. So that's going to be my pick, and we can talk more about why the 2010s is such a great year such a great decade for horror. But what do you guys have?
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about yours because I actually don't disagree. You said 2010, right?
Yeah, the 2010s all the way up to, I don't know, like 2020s. Yeah.
Well, even like
Give us 5. What about 5 movies from that?
Well, here's
Okay.
Conjuring is one,
Uh-huh.
right?
Conjuring is one.
Um,
Train to
Alone
Busan.
in Train for Busan, that's on this
You know.
list.
Yeah.
Insidious is on this list as well.
Insidious is on this list. Yep.
Hmm.
Um, I keep bringing it up, but Hereditary. I know we talked about this plenty of times on the podcast. That I think was such an inflection point for horror. After Hereditary came out, so many other movies tried to copy that formula, especially with just injecting drama into horror. I think once Hereditary came out, you had plenty of other horror movies and thriller movies started to become more serious, and as a result, you start to see them dominate a little bit at like the Oscars and these like award shows and stuff like that. If it weren't for Hereditary, you wouldn't have those movies. I think Get Out was also a movie that won Best Original Screenplay, I think, or one of those categories. So, I mean, do you need me to give you more movies from that decade, or
Matt Reeves' Let Me In. Have you guys ever seen that?
that was directed by Matt Reeves?
It is.
That
Yeah.
was directed by
It
Matt
was?
Reeves.
Yes.
That's the
Remake.
remake, right?
The remake,
What did you
which is
think of that?
great.
Okay,
I hear the
Great,
opposite,
great
Josh.
movie.
really?
You hear the opposite? What did
Yep.
you hear?
That the original is better than the remake.
I don't disagree. I think the original always has leverage in a lot of ways, but for a remake, this is still good.
I agree. I'm just
You
saying,
know,
like,
and
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, it's just like I agree with you because like I enjoy that movie, but when I heard like people prefer the original, I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, I think you're always going to prefer the original, right? Like if
Yeah.
you watch the original first, um, it's like reading a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
You read the book first, then you see the movie, you're always going to gravitate towards the book, right? You watch the original, you're always gonna, and then you watch the remake, you're gonna gravitate to the remake. But I I I saw the Matt Reeves one first. I'm sure you did too,
Mm-hmm.
Edgar, right?
Yeah, same. Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the remake afterwards because you were
Yes, I
curious?
was curious.
The original, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
the
yeah.
original.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Excuse me. But it was great, right?
It is.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so I see where they're coming from, but yeah, for a remake, it's rare to see a good remake, I
That
would
is true.
say,
Mm-hmm.
and Chloe, what's her name? Chloe,
Moretz Grace or something like that, I think.
such a great actress at a
Yeah,
young age,
yeah, she really
you know.
killed it in that role.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, I mean, this decade also gave us the Babadook. What did you guys think of that movie when it came out? I know it was like a bait and switch for a lot of people. A lot of people were expecting a creature feature, and it turned to be more of like a drama, like
Boogeyman.
paranormal. You know what you say? Eric?
It's kind of like a boogeyman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I thought the movie was
Interesting
great.
take. You liked it, right?
I liked it.
You
Yeah.
said overhyped for me, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of with that.
When I saw
Yeah.
it, everyone was talking. Everyone had seen it before me. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was saying how great it was. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie. It just was. I think I was burnt out from the overhype.
Now, do you think? Because I mean, this is a thing that you're seeing a lot right now. You know, where people take let's take Tron Ares for example. Right, that movie came out, didn't perform well, didn't get received well by audiences, but it's not like a terrible movie. If you want to pull it up, the Rotten Tomato score is still kind of like split. Right, it's like in the 50s, I think. And it's just one of those things where once you hear people say, "Oh, it's awful," you don't go see it anyways. You're just like, well then, what's the point? That person said it's terrible. What's the point of going to go see that movie if it's terrible? But you don't know, right? You let someone's opinion kind of overtake yours, right? And it's the same thing when it's the opposite, where it's like this is such a great movie. You almost kind of go in adopting that same opinion. Did you feel the same way when you were watching The Babadook?
For me,
Yeah, or I mean, you too, Eric? Or
I
No,
think
I it was a good movie. I appreciated it. I loved the psychology
element of it, right? It was the mother who made this all up in her head because of her relationship with her child and being burned out and stuff. I just the hype just killed it for me. It's like just that one thing where your friend just talks about it every day, and it's like, go see it, go see it, go see it. And you're like,
Right.
yeah, yeah, I want to go see it. I want to join the hype train. Um, I was like, okay,
So
I expected more.
it didn't move the needle for you. It
It
was just
didn't,
good, but it was
and
okay.
yeah, I don't want to disregard it. I don't want to say it was a bad movie in any way. It's just when I saw it at the time, I was just like, okay. There was some things that I think that I saw. I think going in, I think the excitement of a movie is going in unopinionated, right? And forming your own judgment, if that makes sense,
Right,
right?
right,
Like not listening to the noise. Yes, it's fun to hear things here and there and stuff like that, um, but that's the uniqueness of movies is you get to form your own opinion. I want to see Tron Ares, right?
right. Yeah.
I have somewhat love for that series, but I also want to form my own opinion. So I don't know. I don't think the score is. I think it was just more of like my friends telling me, you got to see it. You got to see it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think is different than the score. I don't know. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I don't remember getting caught in the wave of opinion about it. I think I went into it with a pretty open mind, but I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was like an all-time great or anything, but it was good.
That's
But
fair.
I think it was kind of was it a foreign?
No,
Yes.
it was it Australian?
It was kind of indie, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Sort
That
of.
was.
I don't remember. I just remember watching it and thinking it was good, but I didn't walk away from it like feeling like it was some, you know,
Masterpiece or
like
anything?
there was no the climax of it. I don't remember being like fulfilling, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, it was
That's
good.
fair.
It was good. That I'll just leave it at that.
All right. I mean, sticking to the 2010s just for a little bit longer, Eric, it's kind of been a running sort of joke on this podcast, even before the podcast, with two brothers about Evil Dead 2013. Now, that is on our list still to talk
Yeah.
about and rank, so I don't want you to give too much away, but what is it about this movie that when you heard Edgar put it on his top five, what was it, underrated or top five best?
I think it was underrated.
No, I think it was top five best.
No, it was underrated.
We'll have
No,
to check that.
it was top five.
Oh shit.
I thought it was like one of your top ever.
Yeah.
I think that's my reaction was more to it being in the top five ever, not necessarily because I thought it was bad. I watched it and I actually thought it was good. I liked it. I
Okay.
think if it had been titled something else, it might have been even better. But I think because it was, you go into it thinking Evil Dead, you go back and think about, Evil Dead and Bruce Campbell and that trilogy. It was just so great. So I guess I was more shocked that he had that one above.
Even the originals.
It's, you know what I mean? It's
So
like we're talking about a predecessor here, and I don't think it was better than those.
yeah,
I did think it was very good. I think it was very good. They took away like, the comedy element of it and made it more horrifying, which I
this
thought was
goes into
very
the same element of let me in, right? You know, it's like you if you see the original, you appreciate the original more. But to Eric's point, he liked the remake, but it's always going to be the original first for him.
Mm-hmm.
well. It's just tough to. It's tough to. I think it had laid such a foundation from the original one,
Right.
an expectation of that kind of zombie horror. It was like a different type, more of like a demonic kind of possession zombie horror. So it was a little bit of a more unique take in the way they. I think it was more of like the practical like costume effects of the people getting possessed and using more like makeup and artwork and weird crazy voices and like when they lock her down in the basement, she's popping her head up. Like that stuff was just that freaked me out when I was young watching that. I remember watching that when I was young, and that just was creepy. And obviously, when you get older, you're not going to be probably as afraid as you would be when you're younger. But I thought it was good, though. I thought that it had some really good like kill scenes and some real like crawl in your skin moments. Like there was definitely a lot of good about it. So Edgar, I'm not really criticizing you thinking it was good and liking it. I think it was more of, is this the best ever?
Yeah.
And I just didn't think that was the case in my, like, that's just my opinion. That
And
doesn't make it
and you almost died for that.
right.
All right.
I almost died for that. And so that's not worth dying for.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's
Hey,
not
he
worth
said it
dying
with
for.
pride, gentlemen. Don't disregard that. Give him some credit.
So hold on, Eric. You also left a comment on our last video. I think it was the Black Phone one. You seen Sinister, which is also in the 2010s decade.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
This might be as an aside, but what were your thoughts on that movie?
It was good. It was good. I wasn't, thought it was a little anticlimactic. I wasn't moved by the ending. Again, this was like kind of like the Babadook. Like it was just, I could think the way it was building. Like I really did like the VHS filming moment, what those moments where they were filming it. Although it was kind of interesting because they're talking about like an ancient pagan god that somehow evolved to record their killings somehow, just evolving with the times. That's fine. But there was a scene where they were showing like a lawnmower that was like, that was like a really good jump scare.
Yeah, that is
sometimes
the best.
I think sometimes jump scares can get criticized for trying to like try hard move for a horror movie, but I thought that it fit in really well. So Ethan Hawke was great. Loved seeing him in that movie. I just thought the ending was kind of just they left some on the table for me. It was just like, this is how it ends. Like there wasn't any like defining kill at the end. You knew it was happening, but it wasn't like a defining moment. So felt a little let down by that, but good movie. Good.
Yeah, I mean, well, luckily you said that they left a lot on the table. Josh can attest to this. Sinister 2 is actually really great, so you should watch the second one because I think it will really answer some of those, give you some more fulfilling moments with Sinister 2. Eric, please.
Absolutely. And you think Ethan Hawke was so great. The main character in the second one was even.
What was the actor who traded?
We've got a conflicting. This is not sounding like
We're
Sinister
not.
2 is
No,
good.
dude, don't watch it. Don't watch. Sinister
I don't know
2.
if I would.
Garbage.
I don't know if I'm feeling up for watching a follow up.
No, it should have stayed as one movie.
Yeah,
Alberto,
I can't even imagine it having like a follow up.
No,
Alberto was Sinister a sleeper movie?
Yeah, I think so. I do think so, and I think maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong or whatever, but I think as soon as that article came out, right, where they were like talking about what is the most scariest movie, when Sinister was on that list, I think that may have been when they got a resurgence, where people were like, "Oh, let me go back and watch it." People say scientifically it's one of the scariest movies of all time, and I think that's where it started to get a cult following. I agree, Eric. It's not maybe the most scariest movie, but I think once you saw that article, you saw Sinister, it didn't become a sleeper hit anymore. And well, I mean, it's still kind of a cult classic, but it started to gain more traction after that. So I do think it's a sleeper hit, though. To your point, Josh.
Yeah, because if my memory serves me right, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it kind of did, right? 2012, I think it came out.
Yeah, they weren't really talking about it. I don't even think it came out during like Halloween. Do you remember when it came out exactly?
I can check, see what came out. It should be on my list here. I think it came out in July, didn't it?
Yeah, which is a weird time. If that's the case, that's a
July?
weird time for horror movies. Yeah.
Because I did work at the theaters when that came out. So
No, it was released October 12th.
Oh, really?
So
It was October?
completely wrong.
Holy
You guys
shit.
are wrong.
Wow. Yeah, we are. Come on, Edgar. Worked at the movie
They
theater.
timed it well. But I think again, sometimes when you try to time that up with October, I think that's like a big month if you're going to release a horror movie. And so I think people's energy and their vibe for October are going to be amplified versus if it's you catch a, like a random July, August date where maybe you surprise people with a really great horror movie. I think maybe the expectations are a
Weapons.
little lower. Whereas October, you're thinking, oh, this better live up to the month that we're in, So
Well, I just looked it up and it came out July 12th. You were right, Edgar. So move on. Let's move on, guys.
Wait, what?
okay,
You're just gonna really? You're gonna do
just
it?
taking shots.
Yeah, just pretend that we're not wrong. Let's run with it,
Okay.
Edgar. Yeah.
All right. Shit.
Well, if you guys are so keen on being wrong, what is your favorite horror decade? Go ahead, Josh.
I got to give love to the 1930s.
The fuck?
I had
1930s?
to.
So let's hear it.
Werewolf,
Mm-hmm.
Dracula,
Mm,
the Mummy, Invisible
mm,
Man.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen none.
This is the first
Uh,
universal. This is no joke. I know I'm going to
is
I
get.
this
get it.
really your pick?
This is legitimately my pick. Okay, and the reason why is
Okay.
because cinema was very small. It was black and white. They barely talked in any of this stuff. There was no studio ownership of anything, right? And it was the first time that these monsters were actually brought to the big screen, and they collaborated with one another
Uh-huh.
Mm,
as well.
Okay.
yeah.
you know so I have to show this decade some love, just because when you think of horror movies and what is vintage, you got to give love to the Mummy, the Invisible Man, you know
Was Nosferatu in the
Dracula.
30s?
Nosferatu
The
was
original one?
not. I
It
think
might
it
have
was
been even
50s.
really.
Actually, I
I thought it was
think
like
so.
1930 or something.
Actually 1922, so you're right, it was before it.
Well, 20s, but
No.
I mean that one's like that particular movie has we waited 100 years to see like a great remake.
Yeah. Right.
Right. But that's more of my honorable mentions. So yeah, it's
Oh,
not
you
actually my
probably should have
pick.
started
Okay.
with that. Then you
Um,
probably should have said it was honorable mention before you.
Throwing you guys a curveball, man. But you got to give that love, right? Because
I mean, yeah, no,
um,
for sure, for sure. I agree.
I get it. I
um,
get it. That's you're talking about like the building blocks of horror movies in Hollywood.
absolutely, absolutely. I got to give a lot of love to the 80s.
The
You're
You
'80s.
doing
know,
a double
the
Mm.
80s.
dip.
Okay.
I think this is when special effects were improving. It wasn't just special effects, but it was puppeteering, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think outfits were getting better as well, you know. But one of the reasons why I have to pick the 80s is John Carpenter's run in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay,
Minus
that is a
Halloween,
highlight. That is a
Hey.
highlight.
1979. I'd love to squeeze that in there and pretend like it was 1980s.
Yeah,
Um, but The Thing, Prince of Darkness, you know,
They
um,
live.
they live.
Yep.
Absolutely,
Mm.
Well, this is
absolutely.
also the dawn of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Absolutely. So,
The Fly.
um, The Fly, practical effects at its best. And we're at a time where we're going back to the 80s, I feel like.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
think practical effects are king if you can do it right, because it gives you the sense of something that's real. I think nowadays everything's it's too difficult to kind of with the CGI. I think CGI is good and it has a place, but sometimes when you compare it to those animatronics kind of practical effects, those practical effects make it feel so much more like you can digest it differently when you're watching it.
So,
Trying to
so
imagine it like
I'm gonna
real.
give you a list of movies, and you stop me when you hear a bad one. Deal?
fair.
Deal.
So Poltergeist, The
Stop.
Bad.
Two,
Bad. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Wow.
God damn.
There,
Those were
that's
not
it.
bad.
That's it,
Those are, by
Josh.
the way, no, you're not. You're actually off to like a great start. Keep going.
The Fog, Friday the
Oh yeah,
13th,
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
Fog's
Lost
John
Boys,
Carpenter.
Yep.
Christine,
Chris.
The
Oh,
Thing,
another John
These are all
Evil
Carpenter.
John
Dead,
Carpenter movies.
Keep
Hey,
going.
The
he said it.
Shining,
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Uh-huh.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is cute. Gremlins is on there as well.
That's
Okay.
bad
It's not a bad movie, man. You know,
in comparison to
um,
what you just ripped off. That's
Yeah.
we're talking like
The
bottom tier.
Fly,
Okay, now we're going back.
Possession. I think that is it.
Now,
Actually, Little Shop of Horrors, 1986,
do you think
which is a
it's
musical.
fair to say though that other than those movies you listed, the '80s was just such an oversaturated decade with a bunch of copycat movies, like a bunch of slashers coming out after the wave of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or perhaps,
So probably,
yeah.
but did they do it right?
I don't think it was over. I mean, maybe oversaturated, but I think it was all. There were so many great.
No, I'm
You
just
can't. You
posing
Yeah.
that
keep
question.
reaching
Like, I'm
back.
not trying to like,
No, I think that's a fair question.
yeah,
I think that's a fair question. Obviously, they were,
Oh
you can
yeah.
say that they were riding the coattails, right?
yeah.
Of what Halloween was doing in 1979. And then they just gave you 10 years of, you know, but I think they executed it well, right? I think Nightmare on Elm Street, slasher, but they changed it up, you know? Friday the 13th, I don't know why, as terrible as they are, they have a huge fan base, and he's right
Oh
there.
yeah.
I mean, it's also a year or a decade that felt like it was going for more gore than it was story. I think The Shining was one that you just brought up that felt like it had a compelling story versus something like, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, or like all those Friday 13 movies. They just don't have a cohesive story. It was just there to earn money at the box office. Would you
Did
say
the
that's a
thing did the thing not have a compelling story?
it had a compelling story. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm just trying to say like I think there was a lot of movies in the 80s that just followed that same trend of just trying to be cuz let's be honest, I think the 80s was more just like the decade of slashers, I think. Or is that am I wrong to assume that? Cuz
Oh,
I
it was
think
definitely the decade of slashers for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it
For sure.
definitely was.
For sure.
Absolutely. But I wouldn't say it was just they had a lot of supernatural as well, fantasy, don't forget about Prince of Darkness,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Thing,
Into the mouth of
you know,
madness.
Don't know.
Into
Yeah.
the Mouth of Madness, Christine,
Dark
um,
half.
Cujo was great, was a
Cujo.
classic, right?
What about
Doggone
Pet
Rabies.
Cemetery?
Oh, Pet
Pet
Cemetery.
Cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
So I think yes, I think they rode the coattails of introducing new horror slasher elements, but they also sprinkled in other elements as well on top of it. But I also think like I felt like the 80s was also a non-sensitive time to where they were just like everything goes. Let's take the gloves off, everything goes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which makes
Yeah.
it even more unique as well. Have you guys ever seen, which is a slasher movie as well, Sleepaway Camp?
Heard of it, I have not seen it. So
No,
I'm
but
aware
I
of
know
it.
what you're talking about.
Very weird movie,
It is.
and the ending is. Have you seen it, Edgar?
Yeah. It was on AMC, one of like right now, like the Halloween movie
You
thing.
keep it going, I'll be right back.
And yeah,
Do you remember
the
that
the
ending?
ending's fucking still freaks me out to this day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. So they give you like, and it's a terrible movie.
it
I'll be
is.
the first to tell you, it's there. It's not. It rides the coattails of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously being on a camp, like Crystal Lake.
Mm-hmm.
But that ending is so fucking jarring when you see her butt ass naked and she's that little boy.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But you got to give that movie some credit for originality and also for being jarring and daring at the same time.
It was shock factor, basically. Oof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And A for effort on
Yes.
that aspect as well.
hmm Is that it, Josh, or you still have
Yeah,
more to talk about?
That's what I got, man.
Okay.
Edgar, I'm excited to hear yours.
Oh, so we're going to okay. First, we had, I gotta give it up to the 1800s. They gave us a lot of.
Oh yes, the first days of moving
Oh,
pictures.
someone else is doing an honorable mention.
Okay, never mind. I was just joking. All right. I would say this decade of mine that I picked is all over the place. It's the Wild West of horrors. Because we had a
Resurgence?
resurgence, yes, of
Still saying it wrong.
yep,
Right?
of zombie films. There was a whole bunch of remakes also in this decade. Going for early 2000s.
I like that pick. I actually
And let me give you
dig that
the
pick.
you guys are currently like what the fuck early 2000s.
No, but I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Because even if you look back, like there's some like hit or miss. Like I said, it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's some that are classics, cult classics. There's a cult following. Like hold on, let me pull out my list here, guys.
Well, I mean, I can.
Descent. We got Trick or Treat.
Why didn't you start with Saw?
We got Saw.
The Descent is good. That's a good one.
We got Two Sisters. We got Wreck. 30 Days of Night. Jeepers Creepers.
Hostel.
30 Days of Nights.
We got
Jeepers
the
Creepers. That's a good pull.
we got the remakes of some Japanese horror movies here, like The Ring,
Grudge.
The Grudge.
Mm.
So that's what I like.
It went global
We went global.
this decade. We
Yeah.
went global.
That's what I mean. It's like the Wild West. We had slashers. We had remakes. We had
Yeah.
all these weird,
Experimental movies.
yeah.
It honestly, just to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, it
we
did
got-
feel.
Go ahead.
No, did you just say what were you gonna say?
It has two of my favorite movies of this decade. We got Shaun of the Dead
Shaun of the Dead
and
yes.
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great movies.
Go ahead.
And no, I was gonna say this was like the year or the decade where directors were just kind of almost like they're doing now in the 2020s, where it's like they just are throwing shit up the wall, being very experimental. It's very like punk rock in that way, where they're just like we're gonna pivot, we're gonna do our own thing.
Yeah.
Saw, for example, I know I keep fucking talking about Saw, but like it begs kind of repeating that movie was the start of like torture porn in horror movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's not porn, it's movie.
yeah, that's
cinema.
right. That's right. So it's like those horror movies came out and they pivoted. They took a right when everyone else was going left, and it brought a resurgence into horror.
There's some other ones. The Mist, another John Stephen
yep.
King.
I missed.
We got Drag Me
was
to
good.
Hell from Sam Raimi. Did I say 1408? Another one.
1408. Yep.
See, these ones that I'm mentioning now at the time didn't do well at the box office. They didn't do well, when it came out on DVD. And,
Stay Alive, man.
Oh, Stay Alive. Yeah, and now that, like I said, now there's this cult following all these films that I just mentioned, and it's nice to see that because I remember when these films came out, and I would go to Blockbuster, and there's The Descent. I'll go rent that, and like little things like that. 28 Days Later is another one.
30 Days a Night.
Oh yeah, I just said
Did that come out in the 2000s? Did you say 28 Days Later already?
Mm-hmm.
You just said that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, that's.
Slow down, Alberto. Let Edgar speak, man. He's
Sorry, Ed,
understanding this
I'm
stuff.
because I actually agree with this
Jeez.
take. I agree.
Because, those are we got Strangers, another one that was. I felt it was original, like a home invasion movie.
Yeah.
That we never seen that in a long time.
Although
Now that's
the way that we saw that movie was probably not the best way to see it because we got a pirated copy of that movie.
yeah.
And it was clearly recorded in the movie theater. But first off, we don't condone watching pirated movies. Okay, I just want to put that out there. But
You just got us canceled.
Yeah.
So I'm just,
You got us
well, I'm
canceled.
just
throwing that up.
trying to give context, right? Being part of a Hispanic family, living in a neighborhood where you got people coming in and just trying to sell you some pirated movies, and we're like, oh, strangers, we're not old enough to watch that, so let's go ahead and watch it. And
Yeah. That was the only way.
it was a terrible way to watch it. So
Yeah. Well, we watched it again when it came out on DVD.
yeah.
And yeah, I think that to me that was like like you said, experimental decade for horror movies because we got like you said, we got, I hate to say it, torture porn. We got zombies coming back. We got thrillers. All these, so it's all over the place,
Do you
which is
remember-
nice.
Do you remember Land of the Dead?
Land of the Dead,
Wow,
yes.
that movie was.
That's
I remember
insane.
watching that movie and just there was a video game off of that shit. I didn't even know there was a video game of Land of the Dead. Anyways,
Some movies you forgot, Edgar.
Go
yeah,
ahead,
Saw
Josh.
2, Saw 3, Saw 4.
No.
Go ahead.
Final Destination
Oh,
Good one. Good pull.
2000.
Good pull.
Yeah.
American Psycho.
American Psycho.
Very good pull.
Here's a it's a classic. Didn't do well. Ginger Snaps.
Oh,
Actually.
yes.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Good.
Mhm.
Good one.
What else, Josh? Because like I said, I told you this decade is just all
Yeah.
over the place. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a movie
Hollow Man.
I thought that was in the 90s. Okay, yeah.
High Tension
2000.
2003.
High Tension's
High
good.
Tension?
It's a foreign film, but good.
Yeah.
Very good. That's like a psychological weird one.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
There was another one. Don't remember watch. Maybe you do. Hard Candy.
Hard Candy. It's more of a
More like a
thriller. Yeah.
That's a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
thriller. Dracula 2000. You guys ever watch that one?
No.
No.
Terrible.
No.
Eric is shutting that one down.
Yeah, we shut that
No.
shit down.
He's shutting
No.
that one down. Alien versus
The
Predator.
Watcher with Keanu Reeves. Another terrible movie.
Yeah. You see how there were silence, Josh? Is because no one agrees with that thing.
I
What
know,
was it,
right?
Josh? Say it again.
The Watcher.
Oh, didn't see it.
It was fun fact about that movie. Keanu Reeves' best friend signed him up for that movie, faked his signature, and he was forced to do it. So
Oh, damn.
Damn.
yeah,
Didn't know about that. Yeah, this was a
Terrible
pretty weird year for horror movies. It was very like globalized. It was very, like Edgar said, or like like what I was saying. It was experimental.
To me, it felt like it introduced us to international films from other
No, 100%.
countries.
Yeah.
We got
100%.
Japan, South Korea, we got Mexico, all these other places, and then we get like a few years later we get the remakes of these other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh,
my God,
dude.
such a great pull.
okay,
Great movie.
Like Albert said, what do you guys think about these movies? The 1408, The Mist.
You know, I got to give you credit, Edgar. You shocked me with this pick because I was having a hard time thinking about like the 2000 era, and
Same here.
you popped off some good ones, and I think like The Mist is one that stands out to me. That probably has a very difficult ending to watch.
It does. It does.
Probably has maybe one of the better in terms of just how like fucked up it is. That ending was topped off that movie. I
Very
thought.
gut wrenching.
It's like it's like you don't even want to watch it. You're like, okay, I know what's about to happen. I just got to walk away because it's oh my God, but a great pull on that. But that's actually a really good list of. I mean, you came with that one. I'm just
Well,
gonna,
you know how I feel about 1408. One of the greatest acting performances from John Cusack.
Yep, I agree, Josh.
Yeah, it's so he sells it so well, and in all honesty, if he was not in that movie, I don't even think it would have been that great of a movie.
Because
But yeah,
you buy.
such a
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
like you buy his character. He goes in so cocky, like this. Nothing's gonna happen. This is all bullshit. And he meets Samuel L. Jackson's character. Is like, okay, I warned you. That
Yeah.
And I love how much he, like, as you were saying, like how he buys into it. Like, he's making you, even the audience who's watching all this scary shit happen, he's like debunking it, and it's like talking to the tape recorder, like, oh, it must have been this and this and this, and like you, the audience, are like, oh shit, maybe he's right. Maybe he really, maybe someone's fucking with him. Maybe it really isn't paranormal. But it's like,
And
that's how good his
how
performance
many
is.
endings? How many endings does that movie have?
like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and you think it's ending, and you think something's gonna happen, and yeah, it mind
One of
fucks
the
not
most
just
underrated
him, but
scores
you.
too.
No.
Really great
Agree.
score.
14.
Really
right?
great
Agree.
score. Yeah.
Okay.
Edgar,
Yes.
you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? The original.
Yes, I am.
So Michael Bay produced 2003's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What were your thoughts? Your decade, man.
I remember when it came out. Right. I
Mhm.
loved it. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago I saw it again. I was like, it's okay. It's not a terrible remake.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's one of the better remakes.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones. Than
Definitely one of the better remakes.
I think, in all honesty, it goes in alignment with Evil Dead, with the Evil Dead remake. Right?
Oh,
So,
I can see that. Yeah.
you know, the original one's a classic. You're always going to hold that dear. They did this one good. Now, where they fucked up was they gave you the same movie and called it Beginnings,
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember that.
with a different. I guess everybody dies. The difference. But yeah, that's one of my first dates that I went on with my wife 20 years ago.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
She was a huge fan of that movie.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow, man, you were around during the 70s when that movie came out? When you
I was giving birth to Alberto. So
Yeah.
What about you, Albert? What
How do
out
you-
of these?
Oh, from the 2000s?
yeah
That I
that I mentioned, like
all right, like, I'm not going to talk about Saw. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. I know.
please don't, for the love of
I
God.
already talked about it enough. No, I actually like that Josh brought up the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's one that really sticks in my mind. Talk about another remake, Dawn of the Dead,
oh yeah,
and I think that one was really solid.
Who directed that movie?
Please indulge us, Josh.
I
Who
don't know.
directed it?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a small time filmmaker named Zack Snyder or something like that. I think
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
didn't really
Interesting.
do much after that.
and who did the screenplay was your boy James Gunn.
James Pistola, my friend.
James
He wrote that shit. No, like, yeah, Dawn of the Dead. You mentioned Shaun of the Dead. Like, really, it was the zombies movies that really stick to my mind in the 2000s.
Yeah, or early 2000s.
28 days. 28 days, man.
Yeah, it gave us that new zombie. The run. They call them the running zombies. Yeah.
Yep. If it weren't for that, you wouldn't have video games like Left 4 Dead. You know, that game was like such a huge, massive success, but that wouldn't exist without having that as an inspiration, as a blueprint. Those running zombies, you know, or World War Z later on.
Later on.
You know what I'm saying? So this was really, like, I think the best year for zombies and like zombie movies. They started to kind of overtake towards the end there, because then of course it all led to the 2010s with the Walking Dead and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the 2000s, it's a great pick.
This is a great pick. Jeepers Creepers 2001.
Yeah.
I remember being excited
Yeah.
for the
Great one.
second one for some reason.
I
don't know why.
The first and second one are not that bad. The first one's good. The second one is okay. Take it or leave it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, of course, Eric's favorite movie, Jason X. But let's move on from that.
I mean, speaking about, I mean, Eric, we haven't heard from you. What is your favorite horror decade?
Well, so this decade, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I think it's a very important decade. And it doesn't actually have a wealth of horror movies, but it has some very important horror movies that were released
The
that
1500s.
that
Right.
built. So I'm gonna pick the 1970s.
The
And
1970s.
Mm.
Okay.
okay, and I'll name off a few. Like I said, there's not a ton to pull from, but when you
I
hear
feel
these
I feel
titles,
really like when
yeah,
Alberto makes fun of us being old, like
yeah,
the old guys like talk about the 80s and 70s. But go ahead,
yeah,
you know.
we're gonna go 70s, and I got a little list here, and then I'll share a link with you guys so I can prove a point that I've been trying to make. But I'm gonna go with the 1970s, and here's why. It's a small pull. It's not like the 80s or the thousands, okay, or even maybe the tens. But in 1970, you had Alien, you had Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
The Exorcist, you had Dawn of the Dead, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Carrie, you had Tales from the Crypt. Okay. So, and then the last one, I'm going to mention it because I'm reading an article that was actually a Rotten Tomatoes editorial. Their number one 1970s horror movie was Jaws. So I'm gonna throw that one in there. I keep saying this.
Okay. Okay.
I think about that era, and there's not a lot, but if you hear those titles, that is the building blocks to everything that is going on beyond the 70s. It
Mm.
it basically builds the 80s into this. I guess Alberto kind of said it's like an oversaturated period. But it's
Mm-hmm.
because of these titles that were released, and all of them are very different. It's like it's monster horror, it's zombie, it's occult, it's weird,
Paranormal.
like whatever you want to call the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I guess it's like a slasher, but it's like a weird, like
That's kind
cannibal,
of
weird shit going
you're
on.
closest to like
Like,
the torture porn
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
yeah. So, like capturing people and then eating them and then wearing their skin. So I think that the 1970s, that was like right where like Hollywood was transitioning. There was that transitioning period of we're going to get a little bit more ballsy with these movies. And you see it and you feel it, and it's very practical. And there's no the special effects. There aren't really special effects in these movies. I mean, I guess you could say Alien is, but even their special effects consist of building the model of the ship and using like a stage, a set to do the movements. And so it doesn't have the appearance of CGI. It's all just practical. So you look at those
They
titles and you
did the
think,
same they did the same technology as Star Wars, right?
yeah, it was very similar to that. Very similar.
Hmm.
So I just think the 1970s is just what built all of this, because we're talking about reboots and remakes, and this is all coming from that era.
Wow.
And so
That's
some of
great.
these
Yeah,
have
it's a
some known
great
look.
point.
These are some of the biggest titles that some of these directors have produced, like started, like Ridley Scott, John Carpenter. You had George A. Romero doing Dawn of the Dead, or yeah, Dawn of the Dead, and so Steven Spielberg doing Jaws, right? So you've
Yeah.
got some big time names that have created these massive titles that then evolved into these crazy like onslaught of horror movies that followed into the 80s, which were great. I love the 80s, but I think it really started in the 70s. And
Uh,
so um
I would say
like I said, I
this.
don't know if it's my favorite
Hmm.
era because there's not like a ton. If you go down the library list of 1970s horror, there's not a ton where you're like, oh my god, but you've got those titles, and those titles birthed everything to me. They birthed everything.
That's a
So
good one.
To me,
I just
what Josh, Eric pulled. These are the juggernauts of fucking
The Juggernauts.
of
yes,
horror movies, right?
Yeah.
The what's the fucking
The
thing?
Mount Rushmore.
The more yes of horror
I
movies.
have to agree with Eric here, and with you and too. I think Eric, it may have been a sparse decade, but when they came out, those movies left a fucking imprint.
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
those, there's a, like, you know, the saying of like, oh, they don't make them like they used to anymore. I feel like that expression really has to have come from the horror movies that have come out during the 70s. Like when someone says they don't
Yes.
make them like they used to, I really feel like they're, without in knowing it, they're really referring to the 70s. There's a certain look to these movies in the 70s that you just don't see. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of movies now that are trying to recapture the look of those horror movies, like Long Legs. There's the opening scene that kind of looks like it has that like filter of like it looks like a 70s film. you know, or like the Black
X.
Phone 2, X. It's like these movies that are trying to recapture that, but nothing will ever really replicate that other than those movies that Eric mentioned.
And
So
you
that's
know,
a great
Tales from the Crypt, it's kind of the beginning of the anthology, you know, and
Oh
so
shit!
you know
Yes.
so there's like a blend. You have
That's
you
right.
literally have ingredients for like so many different things that happened that then just became this massive platform for horror. So like I said, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely one that I respect
It's an
because
important one.
So
and
what they did was they grew it from there. It started from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
and also
so there was.
go ahead,
Oh,
Josh.
go ahead, Edgar.
No, just
No,
real
go
quick.
ahead,
Like I also feel like it how do you say unlocked other fears. Like Jaws, you don't want to fucking go to the fucking beach anymore.
Yeah, you wanna go swimming.
Yes, exactly.
Texas
16
Chainsaw Massacre.
yeah, like you don't want to pick up strangers
Yeah.
in hitchhiking. The Exorcist. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah,
Stuff like
I like that you brought that up. It did unlock new fears
yeah.
in people. This is that
Absolutely.
decade
Well,
for sure.
And
All right.
remember, Josh, we'll go to you in a second, but we think about like slashers, right? I mean, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 1974, so it was before Halloween. So it's like it's interesting. Like I don't think a lot of people think about that. Like that was actually 5 years before,
Yeah,
and it's different. They're not the same. They're not the same. I don't want to say that what John Carpenter did with Halloween is, you know, a copycat. They're not the same thing, but it's interesting that I think sometimes the Texas Chainsaw Massacre can kind of be a forgotten, you know, Leatherface a little bit because he's, you know,
Yeah, but it was yeah, but to your point, it was the birth of Halloween potentially,
kind of
right?
was a
Because,
little bit
everyone
was, yeah.
says that, we always say on these podcasts that like, oh, Halloween, was the blueprint for every slasher movie. Was it really, or was it Texas Chainsaw Massacre? So that's a
Texas
great
Chainsaw
point.
Massacre got it going, dude, and they did it in a much kind of creepier way, dude. Like the hitchhiker thing, and then they're eating people. They're all a bunch of. It's like a psychotic family, and it's weird, you know.
No,
And
I think I have to agree with Eric here. It also gave us the final girl. She
it birthed
survived.
the final
Yeah.
girl.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It birthed
True,
the final
yeah.
girl, and then it also gave us Ellen Ripley. Wait, that came out in the '70s too, right? Alien.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
1979.
Come
Mhm.
on, man. That Eric, I think without you knowing, I think you pulled the best decade of horror. I think it may not be your favorite, but I
Yeah.
think it's objectively the best decade.
I
In
agree
horror.
with that.
There's
I agree
no
with that. And
bad movies
so
in that.
Go ahead, Josh.
there was 250 horror movies that came out in the 70s. To Eric's point, though, more of these were B movies or movies
Yeah,
that flopped, right?
floppy,
You
not
know,
good.
yeah, because I'm like, what is this? And they're low scored.
Low.
Um, you know, um, The Omen. You forgot about The
Yep,
Omen,
the Omen's on there.
right?
Yeah,
That's
The
right. The
Omen's on
Omen's there.
there. I Spit on Your Grave, another
such a
jarring,
controversial. Yeah,
daring, controversial movie. Um, yeah, Black Christmas, which is a classic as well. I thought that was in the 80s. Have you guys ever seen Black
Yeah,
Christmas?
I've seen the remake, but I
Yeah.
never saw the
I
original.
saw
But
the
yes, I
remake
believe
too.
it is the 70s.
Oh, it was so bad. um, but yeah, no, this was definitely overlooked by us three. Well done, man.
Jaws, telling you. Like, and to Edgar's point, like I think this was more of like the juggernaut list when you look at some of the titles and the directors. Like this is where they stamped it, and we're like, this is what it is, you know. So
Even some of their B movies are actually classics, like Piranha, 1978
yeah,
Piranha.
Piranha.
Yeah.
There's one called House. It's kind of a comedy, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's weird, but
okay.
you know.
If
But
that,
I think the highlight of it was Tales of the Crypt, though.
Tales of the
Yeah.
Crypt.
Yeah, like that was such an iconic show.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Just growing up as well and coming from the 70s, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Alberta.
No, that's fine. I mean, that is probably honestly the best decade in horror.
Even though there wasn't a lot.
There wasn't a lot. No, but like I
But
said,
look,
when they came out,
when they came out,
it
it's
fucking hit.
Yeah.
Eric, do you have any more to say? Do you have another decade kind of lined, or was that the one that you wanted to put attention?
That
on?
was really the one I think to me that stood out as being great, just on a greatness level. You know, I think when we kind of start to segue into maybe like a bad,
Yeah.
you know, decade, or I guess I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll just start.
No,
I think
please do, because that's what I was gonna.
I think the '90s can be forgotten maybe a little bit until you really dig down deep. I think the '90s was kind of a weird time, maybe, because the '80s had such an oversaturation of horror movies. It kind of left the '90s in this weird like limbo of, okay, what do we do that's going to be original? And I don't necessarily think they had a ton of original, but just to spit a few off from the '90s that I thought were good, but you could say forgotten, not forgotten, but listen, Scream is a '90s film. You have The Blair Witch Project, that is a '90s film. The Devil's Advocate, that is a '90s film. You know, Silence of the Lambs, '90s. You know, there are still, you know, like I said, maybe forgotten, but you can still kind of dig up a few here there that were like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. I think New Nightmare was pretty good. If you look at the Nightmare on Elm Street, I think that's one that people kind of forget. I don't want to say it's like at the top of the list. I think New Nightmare was
pretty good.
One of the better like later films that they created that was pretty good. So, you know, the '90s probably a low point, but not forgotten. Jacob's Ladder, I think, was in the '90s. So
Yeah.
It definitely felt like a decade that felt more subdued. It wasn't. It was a decade that just didn't really take any bold direction, other than like the movies that Eric mentioned. It was all just sort of, I don't know if lazy is the right word, but you know, it just was kind of all sequels. We even start to get into maybe even like remake territory around this decade, perhaps.
it was left in limbo. They kind of shot their wad. They blew their wad in the '80s, right? And then the '90s rolls around. Yep, and it was kind of like, but then when you started getting in the mid into the late, that's when you saw Scream make a resurgence for slasher. Then you have the Blair Witch Project, which completely like changed. That was one of those like pivotal moments in horror where you're like, okay, we have a whole new DNA template here, new blueprint, a whole new, totally new genre spark. So I think they salvaged it a little bit as the '90s progressed, but I think it's a little bit of a low point and maybe a forgotten.
'90s
decade.
also had an identity issue when it came to special effects.
Yes,
They were still trying to figure it
absolutely.
out. You know, when you think of horror movies, right? They would like sometimes in some of these movies, you know, CGI the blood and it was too cartoony. The
No, it was
monster was too
terrible.
cartoony. They were getting
They
away
got
from
away from the
us.
formula.
Yeah, and I think people were just steered away by just how cringe, even no matter how good the movies were, you know, the special effects were so bad that you Spawn, for example, right? Which is interesting. It's categorized as a horror movie, but what was the fault of that movie? Special effects were terrible.
Yeah, they were not good. And
you know,
I was wrong. In the Mouth of Madness was not an '80s film; it was a '90s film. So we can
when
throw
did
that
that
into
come
the
out?
'90s. It was a '90s film. Put that one in the '90s; it gets credit.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, was there any other decades in horror that were as bad or considered bad like the '90s? Would you say the 2020s that we are in is another one? Or
you took it away from me.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna say the
think
20s?
even though we're halfway through the decade, but I feel like this decade is weak. There's nothing.
It feels like we're back in limbo.
I agree. It feels like, to what Josh is saying, there's an identity issue again, where it's over relying on remakes, over relying on ideas that have been done before, and especially, it's just like I talked about this in another podcast. Like, Talk to Me. The reason why that movie was so great is because it's the Exorcist for this new age of horror fans, and it tells it in such a refreshing way, and it cuts through the noise. But there's not a lot of other movies that cut through the noise, because you've got an oversaturation of superhero movies. People are going to go watch superhero movies, or they'd rather watch these horror movies streaming instead of going back to the movie theaters. Like the reason why the 70s are also great is because you couldn't catch these movies streaming. You had to go
Nope.
to the theaters with an audience that elevated those experiences. The 20s is not like that anymore. You can just kind of, I'll just wait for it to come out on streaming, or
Yeah,
and it's just
it dilutes. It's so diluted. It's
it
like
does.
you
Yeah,
have
it
to
is.
make these films for the theater. It's the experience of going, like you said, like
So
it's what they're made for.
I would argue that, and as much as I appreciated Eric Edgar's, 2000s um, timeline, I got burned out in the 2000s going to the movie theater
Really?
and watching horror because a lot of it at that time was a cash grab. Most of the horror movies that were coming, not all, were also PG-13,
Mm-hmm.
which was allowing high
Yeah.
schoolers to go to the movie theaters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So as you try to enjoy a movie, right? Um, you have these like kids screaming for fun, overreacting, over exaggerating,
Yeah.
So for me personally, the 2000s, 2010, I was burnt out because it was also oversaturated as well, with the remakes and you know, as great as The Grudge was, it was a PG-13 movie too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, of kids coming to the movie theater, right? And taking you out of it, unfortunately, as they're giggling and screaming and blah 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 blah. But I felt like the 90s, like what Eric was saying about the 90s too, or what you guys are saying now, excuse me. I felt like that in the 2000s. It had its high, and then they kept rolling with it, and then it was just there was that burnout stage.
Well,
Um,
but I also think
Interesting.
that's why the 2000s was a good pick on to Edgar's point, was because
oh yeah,
it was also a decade of like what we would consider now like cult classics as well. The Descent was a movie that came out that
agree.
may not have had so many eyes on it, but once kind of things have settled down, people got back into horror. They were like, "Oh, that movie was actually pretty good, pretty decent." It was like, I actually kind of enjoyed that movie. So it's like also a decade that may have been left on the table by a lot of horror fans, but when they revisited, it was like, "Oh, actually, these were some pretty solid horror films." Kind of like what we just went through on this podcast. Edgar pulling these movies out made us remember them, and we're like, "Oh shit, those was actually some good pulls." So yeah, that's interesting. That I think 2000s can be both a good decade, but also a bad decade because everyone got burnt out. We moved into superhero movies. A lot of people were getting into that shit. So, but I still,
Shit, yeah, that's when the rise of superhero
yeah,
movies were coming out too, and people
hmm
were kind of steering away from horror movies.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point
Hancock
too.
Well, it
by
took
Will Smith.
over.
Yeah, it did. Transformers, all that shit. But I still kind of stand by my point with the 20s. I think, even though it's not done yet, and there's definitely some time for it to turn around, I just don't know if the 20s is
Well,
as memorable.
but this is kind of like the streaming era, obviously, right? And I think that might have something to do with it. It's just
Oh, for
too
sure.
there's good parts to it, the access to be able to put things out and stream to people quickly, but I think it robs us of like quality, and I don't know how, you got to figure out a way to make this shit stop, right? So I don't know what you do,
Yeah.
because these old like 70s and 80s, they were curated for the theater, and now we're living in a world where if you put it directly to stream, people are going to get distracted by their phone. They're going to really be that dialed in. You're going to get up, you're going to go to the kitchen, like
It's
you have all these
also
reasons to kind of get distracted now.
same thing with like.
So
Go ahead, Josh.
you first. My apologies.
I was gonna say, like, we have shows like Alien Earth and Welcome to Derry. These TV shows that like could have been made into films, but they were like, you know what, let's expand it into a TV show because we know that's where people are, that's where our target audience is. It's no longer about people going into the movies. It's like, let's just do it on TV and streaming and stuff like that. So I think it definitely is that's a reason why so many people are just sort of divided right now with the 20s. It's just, there's not enough movies that are being made for the movie theater. So, but go ahead, John.
So I don't disagree with you. Obviously, the experience of the movie theater is on another level, but the uniqueness of horror film is, growing up, hanging out with a group of my friends, literally in his basement, like no pun, was in his basement. We would rent a bunch of horror movies and we would enjoy it. And to me, it was just as exciting as going to a movie theater. Have you guys, I assume you guys have done that before
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, we have, yeah,
You know,
for sure.
like can't that be just as good now
No, because and I'll
versus
tell you why. The phones. I think people are on their phones way more now, also, than they were back then. You can watch bits and pieces of these horror movies on fucking TikTok, and there's no need to watch it now on streaming. Like you can watch your favorite moments of a horror movie or whatever on TikTok. You can YouTube it and then be like, I seen it. I don't need to go watch it again or whatever. It's I think people are on their phone more as they were back then.
Josh, with what you're talking about with the renting, like you'd rent the movie and you'd
or
watch
stream
it.
it or even stream
But I'm
it.
saying, I
Right?
think I feel like there's a big difference between when you went and rented it. There was still like the anticipation of
That
you
truth.
don't you don't know what you're gonna get because you don't have the phone to like cheat. Also, you don't really have the ability just to back out. Let's go scroll down the list. Like gone to this one. Oh no, you know what? Let's go to this one. You kind of had to commit because you were like, it's movie night. We're gonna
Oh,
go rent the
absolutely.
movie. And so I think I know what you're saying. You're still doing it
Yeah.
you're still doing it like in your basement or in your wherever, your living room. But I think there was I felt like renting movies was so much more of like an event now where it's
Oh
just
yeah.
you just sit around, you can go to work and watch this shit on your phone. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's quite the same. I think you have more reason to back out of it and give up on it. And now you also look at, how many thumbs up ratings does it have? Like that gets in your head. And we talked about that earlier with like reading reviews. Like you're kind of diluting. You're like, well, the reviews, they're right here on my phone. It's rated 3.5. When really it could be great, but people just don't
You're
give
not
it
giving
enough
it a
time.
chance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I think it's harder. It's harder to do it now.
It is. I mean, look, case in point, like the Black Phone 2, there's a lot of people I would watch or read in the comment section of people being like, oh, I'll just catch it on streaming, or people will be like, just tell me what the ending is, and then they just don't go watch the movie. And it's like, you didn't have that back then. You had to watch that movie to really,
Right.
be in that conversation. Whereas now
Oh,
you
it
can just,
definitely got lazy. Yeah,
oh,
I
Oh yeah,
agree.
lazy.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No,
So,
absolutely. I'm just at a time where I enjoy um, going to the movie theater. Absolutely. But
Well, you're from that
like
time. You're from
yeah,
that
no,
time too.
absolutely.
You come
But
from the
right
time of
now,
patience.
right now, like with my wife, I don't mind sitting down with her and watching a horror movie, like streaming
Yeah.
it. I enjoy it. So and it still brings that level of excitement.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
I
my son
agree.
goes to bed, right? Turn the lights off. Let's get some popcorn. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I don't disagree
Yeah, that
because I don't
ritual
want
is
to
still there
disregard
too.
now. Yeah, because I don't want to disregard because there are a lot of great horror movies that are coming out in the 2020s, right?
Oh, there
You
are.
know,
No, for sure. I'm not
Smile.
disregarding that. Yeah.
Yeah, Smile. Um, X. I know
Yeah. I
Edgar.
mean, Alberto didn't even mention It Follows when he's talking about the
Oh
2010s.
my god.
Come on.
Ooh,
Didn't even mention
so much
VHS.
Yeah, you're
forgotten.
calling me out, but I agree. It Follows is also such a good one. But I did give love to it in the, not sorry, it was Edgar, best original horror movie. But Yeah, no, you're right, Eric. I should have. Damn, It Follows is a good one. But yeah, the 20s is just. It's a
Black Phone.
Yeah,
Black Phone.
Phone 2.
Have you guys seen it yet? You haven't seen it?
not yet.
All right.
We have not.
Have you listened
Sadly,
to our
we are
review, Josh?
behind. I did.
What did you?
Did.
Does that make you want to go watch it?
Of course.
All
Of
right,
course.
cool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for
you
Ethan Hawke. I
Leave a
love the
like.
first one.
Did you share it? Did you subscribe to our channel?
I unsubscribed, but go ahead. Keep going.
You unsubscribe to subscribe. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I
Well,
think
from
we're
12 to 13.
we covered a lot. I think we covered every decade, to be honest, and I hope that we gave it enough attention in talking about it. I mean, if we were to walk away from this episode and definitively give sort of the golden star to which was the best horror decade, I think it has to be the 70s. I mean, do we all disagree? Or
I agree with that.
Edgar?
Yeah.
You're over here playing with the fucking toy?
Yeah, I agree.
Jesus, man. All right. Yeah, I think the 70s is probably the best decade in horror. Eric, we appreciate you putting a spotlight on that, because that definitely is I don't know, I think objectively it might be the best. I mean, am I wrong? Is that a hot take? Could that be a hot take? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, the 70s is a time that's just kind of become like an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because it's, I mean, God, I mean, I wasn't born in the 70s, you know,
Right.
but I certainly grew up in a time where 70s films were still very relevant, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Very forgotten and underappreciated.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go back to where it all started. So it's kind of my thought process on that.
That was the 1930s, man. Come on, bro.
I mean, you make a good point on the 30s. I mean, shit, they went through a wave of these. And
Let me ask you guys this: when did horror movies elevate? In what decade?
2010s.
The 70s.
Was it the 70s though?
It was the
I think
When
it was
would you
70s.
say they elevated? Would
I
it
think they
be
elevated
20?
in the 70s.
Was
It's
it 2010? Was it 20?
Honestly, I think
Yeah.
it might. I think it might have been Hereditary and Get Out are the two movies that elevated horror for modern
I would
audiences.
say that-
For modern audience,
Yeah.
let me clarify. For modern audience, I think.
I would say the 70s is the birth of horror. I would say that it was elevated and it reached its, I don't know, I don't want to say peak, maybe 2010?
I don't know, man. I think
know.
horror, as John Carpenter would say. What would he say? Ed, you know about what he say about horror, right? Don't shake
He's
your
like,
head. dude.
shut
You
up, I'm
fucking,
playing
you know.
Dead Space.
Horror will live on. Fucking, they'll
long
never
live-
die. Long
yeah.
live horror. I don't think it'll ever reach a peak. I think it'll reach limbo states like it did in the 90s, or some might argue now. But it will always have a resurgence. It will always come back, just like those zombies in those zombies movies. Man, they're never gonna. You can't put them down. Horror movies will continue to exist, and we can argue in another episode whether that's the best film genre is horror, because it did birth a lot of great directors also. Alfred Hitchcock, right? Psycho. What's the one with the bird?
The
I don't know.
birds.
So
They call
you know,
it the birds.
I honestly don't know too much about Alfred Hitchcock, so I'm just gonna. But the most important question here is, what do you guys think? Audiences, please tell us what is your favorite horror decade. We really want to hear what you guys think, and please leave a comment down below. Please like and share and subscribe, as we always say.
Can I finish my argument?
Well, the fuck was that, Josh? Are you? What argument? Go ahead. Are you going to talk about the 30s again? What is your argument? I don't understand. Go ahead.
Is this like football?
All right. That's going to be it for us for Show Us Your Basement. Eric, go ahead and just send us off.
That's right. Go Birds. One last shout out. Event Horizon in the 90s.
Oh shit.
Birds, baby.
Oh, shit. Well, we'll leave it at that.